Okay, so I'd like to give you a little demonstration on what actually takes place when it comes to the pushing stage, because many women tend to have this big fear that the midwife comes in and says, good, you've got 10 centimeters you can push, and the woman feels like, oh my goodness, like how can I get through this? It's almost like she feels a big black hole, even if she's had a few babies before. So I want to explain to you something about the pushing stage that can really, really change your mindset and make things a whole lot easier and psychologically safer, feel safer and easier for you. So when the midwife says you open 10 centimeters, I want you to now imagine that this is the perineum and this is the head of the baby. So just imagine that the midwife feels you open 10 and your baby is ready to be born. And the midwife says, good, you can push. So now a woman starts pushing, push, 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 and the midwife says, push, push, push. And in her mind, she feels like, help, how can I get this baby out? And the contraction goes and the baby sort of recedes back a little bit. And the woman's thinking, how can I do this? And she has another contraction and the midwife says, push, push, push. And she feels, how can I get this big baby out? Now, this is a very vital thing to understand. The main pushing that you are actually doing is what I like to think of as just bringing the baby down to the crown. The crown is this part of the baby's head, the largest circumference of the baby's head, and most babies are delivered in that presentation. And when the midwife tells you to push, let me demonstrate now quickly, and then I'm going to go back to explain. So when the midwife tells you to push, it's like push, push, space, another contraction, push, push, space. And what happens is you keep doing this, the baby keeps presenting a little bit more, everything is slowly stretching, all the tissues and muscles are slowly stretching. And when the baby gets to a position where the crown, which is the maximum stretch, that's what we call the ring of fire, the burning, when it gets to a position where the maximum circumference is there in the opening, the midwife says, don't push, just pant, just pant. And the woman is like, and what happens now is an amazing thing. The baby actually lifts up its head, forehead, eyes, nose. Good, the head is out and the baby naturally turns its head to the side. And then the midwife says, and give me another little push for the shoulders. And the woman gives another push and the baby comes swimming out almost like shoulder, shoulder. Now, the reason it's so important to understand this is because when we're at this stage and a woman is being told to push, if she imagines in her mind's eye that she has to now get a whole big baby out, she gets into a panic. But if she understands that all we're actually trying to do now is down to the crown, down to the crown, down to the crown, all I'm actually doing is I'm giving maximum good deep breaths and strong pushes to help my baby down to the crown, down to the crown, down to the crown. Why? Because when we get to this stage, it's almost like your job is over. This is almost like a job done. Now it's just, and the baby pushes its head out, and then another little push for the shoulders. And when a woman understands this, that when she's giving those first pushes, which feels so hard, she's not supposed to be seeing the baby coming out. She's not supposed to be like, the baby's out. Okay, there are births that happen like that. 1, 2, 3, and the baby just comes out. There are births like that. But the typical birth, especially a first birth, is a long, slow process from when a woman is fully dilated until she actually sees that baby out on the bed. And it's so important to understand that in this stage, the baby's still attached to the umbilical cord. It's getting all the nutrition it needs. It's absolutely fine. And this process is actually good to take place slowly, steadily, calmly, so that everything can stretch nicely inside. It reduces the chance of a woman tearing, and psychologically, if she understands that that journey, the hardest part of the pushing, is actually just bringing the baby down to the crown, as opposed to having to push this whole baby out, it can literally impact the way she feels, the confidence she has, and the courage she has to give those good, strong pushes to help baby down to the crown. So it should all go well, and happy, peaceful, loving childbirth.